Alright guys, my name's Chris Gutierrez from Metro Valley Ambulance. I'm a power stroke mechanic and I've been a paramedic for about 26 years now. So I would consider myself somewhat of an authority on ambulances, at least Ford ambulances. And pretty much no matter who the coach builder is, I think I've worked in just about everything. I have my favorites, I have my least favorites, and this coach builder, this is Wheeled Coach, this is one of my favorites just because of the simplicity of the electronics, and it's very reliable and easy to get parts when you do need to get parts. So I'm going to give you a walk around. Actually I can't go around that way, the loading dock is there, but we'll go this way. I had to move these over because I was losing sun into some trees, and so I had to move them over here, and I can't walk around the back. Anyway, give you a look here. The one we're looking at, the one closest to us, they're both 08s, by the way. This one right here has 96,000 miles on it, and this one has 110 on it. They both run great. They don't have any problems. Everything that was wrong with these things has been fixed. This one right here had its transmission rebuilt. Some bonehead went over a curb, and it was a little taller than he expected, and it broke the valve body in the transmission. So we have an all-new transmission on this ambulance right here. It drives great now. Didn't drive at all after that incident, but it drives great now. I don't have time to go through both of these things today. We're going to go focus on this one right here. I'm going to start going through the external compartments, and then we'll get inside and whatnot. Now this has an O2 lift for an M tank. So if you use M tanks, just about every ambulance out there does. This is for you. Now some ambulances do use an H tank, and this tank is not adjustable. So if you do use an H tank, the lift is still fine, but the actual rack, the yellow part that's in there, you would have to swap that out with an H tank rack, because this is all one piece. It doesn't adjust like some of the other Zyco products have adjustable O2 racks. So basically you just unlock it. It has a locking feature, and then you just hit the down. You get that regulator out of the way, and it goes down to the ground. And you can save your back and your boy parts by having that thing right there. It's pretty cool. We didn't have these when I was working in the field. It was just you and your partner just kind of had to manhandle it in there. Let me make sure this regulator's not getting smashed. Okay. And alright, let me just lock it in there. So there is that. This compartment here is for extrication tools or restock supplies. There's a bottle jack and some lug wrench if you need to change a tire. Back here is backboard compartment, nice and tall. All these outside compartments are sprayed with a Line-X material for extra durability, throwing stuff in and out of here, and it does help with the insulation inside too. It makes a quieter ride. And there's lights. Now I don't have the key engaged, so these lights aren't going to come on, but normally if the key was on, as soon as you open the door, the lights come on. So there's enough room here for several backboards. You could put a folding flat on the other side, and there's 3 shelves for headbeds, seat collars, sandbags, whatever you use in your jurisdiction. And then we'll get in the back in a minute. And then back here, you've got space for SCBA tanks, and then 3 D tanks, oxygen tanks. There's a rack there for that. Up above, you could put turnout gear up here, or more restock supplies, or I don't know, flares, reflective vest, helmets, whatever you want to put there. And then this is the jump bag compartment where you have your monitor, your portable suction, and everything you're going to take into your rescue would be in this compartment here. Down below is there's 2 batteries and a slide out tray. You can put 3 batteries if you want. For my purposes though, 2 batteries is plenty. And my purposes are, I rent ambulances out for film and television production. And we're actually at a studio right now. And so if you see trucks that look like movie trucks around here, it's because we're on a lot, and this is where they shoot Criminal Minds. So here's the back. Let me get this thing fired up, and that way we can get juice to the back and everything. And okay, here's a sneak preview of the cab. Okay, so let's go back here and we'll go through the back. How about that? Before I forget, because I always do, let me point out some of the more mundane features that this ambulance has. This ambulance is set up for just about any kind of gurney you have. Now the antlers and the lockdown bars are not here. I don't have those, but the floor plates are present for either a Stryker MX Pro or Easy Pro or a Power Pro, or if you have a Furno like Model 35 or even a 28Z or a 28 will fit in here. All the floor mounts are here for that, so it doesn't matter what kind of gurney you have, this will work for you. So got a jump seat that swivels. You can unlatch that side lever, I think you can see it right there, and it can swivel around, so if you want to look out the windshield, or if you have, a third rider or something, you can do that. There's an integrated child seat here. There's that. This is called the ALS wall. That thing in the back there, that is a SCORE portable suction station, so that will charge your portable SCORE suction if you happen to have SCORE portable suction. If not, you can remove it, but pretty cool to have that. And then obviously that's the that compartment door right there. You'd have access to anything that's on these shelves down there. Here's a drawer there for whatever you want to put there, and a large drawer for a file rack. You could put your patient care reports in there, incident reports, whatever kind of documents you carry. And then over here, this is the action wall. Now the radios that you see there, they're staying in the ambulance. The brain has been removed, but the control heads are there along with the speakers and the mics and all that stuff. That goes with the ambulance. So there's that. So up above there you have space for BVMs and airways and all your oxygen equipment and stuff. There's a lockable narcotics locker here, and you can lock up your narcs. It's pretty big. I mean, you could lock up some extra stuff too. Down below, more space for cannulas, oxygen masks, emesis basins, whatever you want to put. The CPR seat, which is right there, you can put the back down if you want more counter space, and then you can have that, like that. This counter is pretty big though, so even if you got your patient on monitor, what I like to do when I have this kind of a setup, I'll put the monitor there, seat belted in so it doesn't fall on the patient. I can keep my eye on the monitor if the patient's on a monitor. Down below, under the bench seat, it's shallow space. You can put pillows, bedpans, blankets down there. And then over here, there's 2 more big compartments. There is a shelf in there if you want to divide the space. I just have it down because I had some bigger stuff in there. And then there's two really big drawers here. So you got big drawer there, big drawer down there, and then this little shallow space that's designed for extra seat belts or restraints. And then there is space above the rear doors for usually gloves, extra boxes of gloves. On the bench seat, this side here, there's another compartment above the bench seat, and sharps container, locker above the bench seat. There's another O2 outlet over there in case you do have a patient on the bench seat. You'll notice also there's seat belts horizontally across there. So if you do have a patient in the C-spine, you can, second patient, you can put them on the bench seat, strap them in, and they'll be safe. There's an IV drawer right here. I call it an IV drawer because it's a perfect spot to put your needles and your Tegaderm and your tourniquets and stuff, because the patient's arm would be right here. So it's kind of a perfect spot. Underneath the bench seat, there's a big space here. So if you have traction splint, Sager hair would fit under there. More blankets and whatever else you want to put. The big beefy armrest here, if you want to keep that down to keep you from flying into the ALS wall. And there's that. So, and then the electronics, those are up here. And it's all very simple. I like Wheeled Coach a lot. These relays and all the parts that go into a Wheeled Coach ambulance, you can get at just about any, auto parts place. If you go to AutoZone or O'Reilly or Pep Boys or something, or Napa, you will find what you need most of the time when it comes to the electronics. That's why I like Wheeled Coach a lot. There's nothing too complicated. So let's get into the action wall. So we got here, these are our switches. So the patient air control, the heater or the air conditioning is there, and then there's a fan speed selector. It's on medium. We'll go high, and you can hear it coming out of there. The medium is okay. Low is really wimpy to me. I mean, I guess it's if it's 20 degrees out and you just want a dusting of heat, then it's perfect, but it's almost pointless.